Hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Zenny Lynn. In today's speed build, we will be finishing the red brick house from my video last week, and we are now starting with the furnishings of the inside. Right now we're going to start with the living room on the first floor and the kitchen and the dining. So I was trying to figure out which wood flooring I wanted. At first I wanted to make it match as I did on the front porch, but then I changed my mind and went with a nicer, darker wood, to keep things separate. I had originally thought that the fireplace would be in the middle of the wall here, but when I realized that it wasn't, I figured that if I just separated the two windows there, the TV would fit nicely, and it did. And then the fireplace could kind of be just a cute little separate space on its own there. So here I am picking out what I would like to put under the television. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, so I was just looking through it and deciding, and then I decided that I really liked the piece from the industrial kit, and then I decided that I would just do the rest of the furniture for the living room using the sofa and I think the chairs from that set as well. I wasn't sure quite how I wanted to set up the furniture yet, so here I am just playing around with it. I originally thought I wanted to add 2 chairs on the left side and then leave the right side just open, so you could have just an open space to just get right into the TV watching space. But then I realized that I didn't like how that looked, so I figured we'd just add 2 big couches there and kind of have like a right angle there, and then I would add the chair next to the television on the right side. I thought that was really nice. On the left side there, where there's space between the couch and the window there, I had originally wanted to add a plant, and I think I may have forgotten to do so, but I think a plant would fit nicely there. A potted plant or even the new hanging ivy plant would look really nice in that corner there. I had such a hard time picking out a bookcase that I wanted to fit in that space. I always seem to forget to add like a bookcase in my build until the very end. So I was very pleased with myself that I remembered it early on. And then I didn't have to change anything around because I needed to add it in later. So now I'm going back to messing with the configuration of the seatings with the couch. I'm not really sure I went back, but it was really bothering me. But I think once I added the coffee table in the middle and I just tied it right in, I used the coffee table that's from the Pets, I believe. And I thought that the bluish whitish color matched with the nice draped throws over the couch. So here I am just adding a nightstand to the side of that. I turned it around so that you could reach the drawer, because if you had it turned the other way, the nightstand that is, you wouldn't be able to reach the drawer. So I just figured for practicality, not that the Sims use drawers, but in my human brain, my practicality. I also wanted to put a painting piece over the fireplace, since typically I would have the TV be over one, but since the TV, I put it in a different space, I thought that I could put a nice painting over there, kind of tie in the colors from the furniture with that painting. I think the painting is from the interior decorator expansion pack, if I believe so. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments and tell me where it's actually from, but I thought it tied in really nicely. So here I am just making space for the bathroom. It's an L-shaped bathroom, it's an odd shape, but it all works out in the end, because I wanted to make sure we had one on the ground floor so that you didn't have to go upstairs, the Sims going up there. So now I'm making the dining room. At first I wasn't sure about if I wanted the dining room to be right behind the living space, because you kind of walked right into it off the door. But I ended up realizing that there was no other place for it, and after I played around with it a little bit, I actually quite liked where it was going to be, and I thought it worked out well. I really liked that I used the white chairs to kind of bring out the white again that is already in the coffee table, in the throws on the couch, and I thought it just tied the place in really nicely. And then that wall was kind of blank behind the table there, so I wanted to add something there. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to add. there, and then I remembered that we have a lot of good selections for these china cabinets. So I found one that kind of went with the industrial theme that went along with the rest of the house. And so once I found one here I really thought that the Jungle Adventure counters suited the way the rest of the house was turning out. I really like these Jungle Adventure counters, and I use them a lot. I don't really use the fridge a lot. I tried to use it here, but then I realized that it just didn't fit. I think I scrapped the Jungle Adventure countertops and put in some from Eco Lifestyle later on that we might see. I'm not really sure why I changed my mind, because I really did like them. I just think that it didn't maybe fit well with the vibe at first. I'm not sure. So here I am going around checking which color swatch. I always use like a tanny color swatch, and looking at this one I had thought it was a tan, but then it looked like an olive green, and I feel like that wasn't the color I was going for, and it looked a little dark. So here we go, trying to bring in a tan, and I'm usually really pleased with the tan, but it just felt so dark. We have a lot of browns already in the furniture, so then I went with the blue, since you see hints of blue in the painting above the fireplace and in the, I think the carpet that's from Eco Lifestyle. So I just did that instead. And it also with the countertops that I had switched from Jungle Adventure to from the, I think they were the interior design. And then I realized that I didn't like it after I played around with it for a little bit. And so I think I ended up scrapping this whole kitchen and then going back to the Jungle Adventure, as I had mentioned before, which I think was a much better fit, and I should have stuck with it from the beginning. And I really liked how it had turned out. I knew I had wanted an island in it from the beginning, and at first I wasn't sure if it would look too cluttered with the island there. Not a big one, just a two-seater one, but I ended up putting one in, and I liked the way it looked, and I think you have a lot of space to move around in the kitchen even with that. I also thought that it might come out too far or like make the entryway cluttered, since you walk right in off the main door into the kitchen, and I didn't want it to look too cluttered, but then I was like, it's a kitchen, it actually looks quite homey. And I think I add a wall to kind of separate that space, so you have a foyer section. I think I'll do that a little later. So I really like that the stovetop and then the actual oven comes separate with the interior design. So I was originally wanting to put the Jungle Adventure shelves on that empty space that you see that I'm putting him there on now, but then I saw that little hutch of plates, and I realized that I never used that, and I thought it would be pretty cool to add that in, so I did, and I left it. I kept second guessing myself and wondering if I should take it off, if I should not, but I decided to just leave it, and I'm glad that I did. So this is the wall that I talked about that I added in to kind of separate the kitchen from the front door, and then I have a little space to add a foyer. I added a bench. I'm gonna add a coat rack, and then I think I add a plant over on the right side. I realized that I could have also on the left side right next to the door, I could have added like a little nightstand so that you could have like a place to drop your keys off. Ideally in IRL that's what you would do, but I figured that for the Sims we would just leave it, since that's not what they do. I also wanted to add in a rug because the place was feeling like it lacked, just something like lacked something in that space there. So I went with this one there. I'm not actually sure where that rug is from, but I use it in a lot of my builds. I wanted them to have a dog, so you can see I added a dog bowl into the kitchen next to the trash can. I love that trash can, by the way, one, because it gives you money and it looks just very cool. I also added a dog bone shaped carpet that goes out into the backyard, and then I'm adding a dog bed here. I wanted to try and put a bigger one, as you might have seen, but there was just no space. So you could have a small little dog. They're also very cute. I have 2 small dogs and I love them so much. So I figured they would like a nice place, near the family where they could relax. Now I'm putting some clutter on the fireplace here. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Ideally, what I would do in my gameplay is I would have the Sims take a bunch of pictures, a bunch of selfies, and then I would put them either on the walls or on the fireplace to kind of clutter it up, because I think that's a nice touch when you can have the like family pictures around the house. So I just went with random clutter, and then I'm cluttering up the coffee table here since I envisioned the family here, and I knew I would be building a room for a kid. I put the little art set there to kind of, you know, make it seem like it was a kid friendly in the house. Put some magazines there. I figured that they'd also have a teen, so I figured that she would be the one reading those books, and she kind of left them down there. You know, maybe family time is boring, and when they're like watching a show or whatever, she would just read those books, you know, because she's just too cool for family time. And I think I'm gonna add like a dog. Yeah, I do. I add a thing to hang their leashes out back. I thought that was practical. And here we are upstairs with the floor plan here. I know in my last video I had said that I had wanted that little now I can't think of the name of what they're called, the dormers. I wanted that space to be either like maybe an infant room or an office space. I realized that I would not have the space to do what I wanted, and I would need that space over there for the master bedroom. So I think in my mind at this point, I am thinking that I would just scrap that, and that would become the master bathroom. And then I needed at least 2 bedrooms up here for the children that I would have, and then I needed another bathroom for them. So I just configured it so that it fit nicely, and I think the whole way turned out. I made sure that leading into the back of the hallway, there's a nook there, and I figured they would have a communal computer office desk there that everybody could use, since I didn't put one downstairs in the living room. So now we're on to the master bedroom. I really like that they had a brick accent wall. I was kind of annoyed that I couldn't change the color that I wanted to, because it would have changed the whole outside swatch of the roofing. But it ended up being really nice, a nice touch in the room. I love those Eco Lifestyle beds. No, that's not the Eco Lifestyle. I apologize. The interior designer beds. I love everything in that pack. It's very fresh, and I'm really glad we have new pieces of furniture and build mode to add into our homes. So before, I didn't used to use the sort of walk-in closets a lot. They're the built-in ones. I used to just use a lot of dressers, but then I started really liking them because I feel like it adds a lot of spice into your like married couple in the home. Or they don't have to be married, they could just be roommates, and then when the teens want to get a little bit cheeky, they can also do things in there, in the parents' room. And I know growing up, like doing anything that was kind of bad or something, especially when you were with a significant other and you were like in your parents' room. So I always put them in my master bedroom in the builds and let the teenagers have a bit of fun with their walk-in closets there, so they can have a little bit of mischief. I really love these paintings too. I think they came with interior design. I like them too. I tried to match the purple with the purple that I use in the painting above the bed, and then I wanted to add an ottoman to the end of their bed. I used a white one to kind of tie in with the lamps and the sheets on the bed. We have some extra sheets under there and some shoes. I figured that was a cute homey touch. Here I am trying to figure out what I wanted to put on the wall. I like this little, I guess, wood build there. So now here we are in the hallway on the side one that you will see just when you come up the steps here. At first I was thinking maybe to put a mirror above the dresser that I had picked, but then I decided that pictures would be nice, and then I would put a mirror, you know, in the bathroom, and the master room had one. I think the only room that ends up not having a mirror up here, like a room, is the child's room. I don't remember really looking at myself as a child until I was like a preteen, but we don't have preteens in The Sims, sadly. So I feel like the child at their age wouldn't really have much to look at. So yeah, so here we are just cluttering up the little dresser there with some succulents and some books, making it look really nice and lived in. And I played around with the color here. It was first white, and then I thought it looked too bright because the gray carpet actually was a little brighter than I thought it would be, even though I used the darkest swatch. So then we ended up with the dark gray. Moving on into the child's room and the teens room. We're going to start with the child's room first. I love the bunk beds. I'm so glad we have them as a nice addition. These rooms are kind of small, and the bunk beds came right in handy with me being able to add a desk in there. I originally put that there to be, not the desk, but the little seat there as a reading nook, but then I realized that they had there's a kid in the house, and I didn't have any kid activities or toys for them. So I think I'm going to swap that out later for a toy box instead. I went with the colors like a lime green and a blue, and he also has some exposed brick in his room, which I thought was really cool. I really liked using the lime green and the baby blue and the white to come together. I figured he'd like sports. He has a jersey there, and he has a signed autograph soccer ball there, and his desk just very simple. He's a child. I figured he'd just do homework. He didn't need much on it. So he just has a little robot head, and I think I just leave him pencils. And then I think I kind of wanted him to be, like, his personality wise, I envisioned this child being very sloppy. And so I wanted to put some clothes there. I know I was not a very neat person as a child when it came to my bedroom, so I kind of wanted to emulate that there. And now we are in the teens room. I really like this dark purple swatch that I used for the wall paint, and how it went really nicely with this bed from the interior decorator design. I said a lot of wrong things just then. But anyways, I really liked how the colors went there. I envisioned her being like feminine and girly, but in a more darker way. Not a lot of light pinks or light colors. So that is why I chose such a dark palette to go to, but then also keeping it, light and still young because she's a teen, with the accents of white that are also in the bed. So I tried to do that with the desk and her armoire. So here I am adding in some lights, making it fun and, just teen-like in the room here, adding that mirror. I really like that mirror with lights. I always wanted one growing up, but I never got one. I also wanted to post or hang a lot of pictures of my friends in my room, and I don't think I did that until my last year in high school because I was really getting nostalgic about college, but I wish I would have done it sooner. And then just cluttering up her desk, just keeping it very simple. I didn't give her a laptop. I had wanted to, but then since I was already going to have a communal computer in the hallway that you'll see later, I just figured not. It would be a great gift to gift her, for like when she graduates high school and she goes on. So here we are moving to the hallway, the other side that I left open for the communal desk space here. At first I had wanted to use the interior decorator, the desk that has like the shelves that kind of looks like it like attaches to the wall. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that right, but then I just went with the simple old regular base game things here. And then I figured the rest of the top of the shelving there would be good for family photos. So now we're going to move on and to do all the bathrooms. Sometimes I do get fancy with the bathrooms, mainly in the master bathroom with like special wallpaper that's different. But with this house, I just figured that all the way wallpaper in each of the bathrooms would be the same, along with all the flooring. So yeah, and then they would just be different in terms of what they had in them. Like the first floor bathroom would be a powder room, so it just really needed a sink and a toilet, and then a picture, just to make it look nice. I always contemplate whether I want to add like the toilet paper rolls. I know it's good for like clutter and makes the house look more homey, but I sometimes remember them in builds and sometimes I don't. In this build, I thought about it and then I purposefully left them out. So if you wanted to, you can always add them in, or like me, it's okay if you do and wonderful if you don't as well. So now we're moving back upstairs to the hallway bathroom that most likely the children would share. So at first I was so nervous about not having enough room to fit all the things that I wanted to fit into it, but then I think I worked it out with how I have the toilet next to the bathroom. a lot of homes are made like that in real life, so I figured it would work. It has not been sim tested, so I'm not actually sure if they could fit through that pathway, like to get to the sink and to the bathroom, the toilet. But I'm hoping that they can. I think I left enough room here. So now we are in the master bathroom. There's a little toilet nook back there, so I thought that was neat. They have room for a double sink here, and I think they also had room for a tub and a shower here as well. I try to make sure most of my masters have that option because I know I like having that in a master bedroom as, you know, two separate options. So I'm glad I was able to do that here. And here I am just putting a picture above the tub there. And then I think I add a towel right underneath it in case you need it. And then I think I turn it around the camera some. And I think on the brick wall there, after I add in these rugs, I'm gonna add in some house coats. I sometimes add in house coats as nice detail, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I often also just forget that we have that option, and when I see it, I'm like, ooh, right, I actually remember we have these. So this is one of the moments where I did remember that we had them. I put them in there, and we are all done with this build. Thank you for watching. It is up on the gallery there if you would like to download. I hope everyone stays safe and has a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye-bye!